you guys are going to get that update. And okay, I'll pin myself. So, all right, you guys, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Carly Grunman. Jen is my partner and she's in a business meeting right now. And so she will be here a little bit later. But in the meantime, Corey Sachs is here. So Corey, he says, I got to bail out of here. My dad is in recovery from heart cath. Oh, take care of your dad, Corey. Corey was a baby elephant that has a deal and we're helping him work this deal. So I'll just tell you guys. So for those of you that are new, Jen and I are elephant leaders. I'm sub 2 mastermind. Jen is sub 2. I'm also the Gator community manager. So if y'all are Gators, you know me from over there. So Gator is a lending mentorship that Pace has to help you guys make money on your money. So Corey's over there too. Let me know if there's any Gators in here. So if you guys, what the goal of this is to help you guys, we're focusing on agent outreach. That's our next elephant challenge. And hold on. And that's what Pace is going to go over. So our next elephant challenge led by Pace is August 3rd to 5th. We're going to have 2 in August. One is agent outreach, which we're going to go over. And so you guys are going to be really on track to learn. So you're going to be super ready by the time Pace comes. And so what the elephant challenge is a lot of people think, well, it's only August 3rd to 5th because that's when Pace is doing it. So it's always going. You're in the Gator community and you'll get into, we ask that you guys go around to the groups, get to know the leaders, find their time, see when a good time for you is, see if you guys all jive and you can come. We encourage you to date around to the leaders, but leaders will start pulling lists and start doing deals with you. So heads up, once you're doing deals with one leader, it's kind of like be married to them. If you put the ring on, you guys are doing deals together. So don't, like, if another leader comes and is like, here, baby elephants, here's a list I'm pulling. So when a leader pulls a list, they have to pay for the software. They have to pay for the skip tracing. They have to pay for the list. They have to pay for Zoom. They have to pay for a lot of things just to get you guys that list. And so us elephant leaders, this is all, it's all volunteer. So nobody's paying us to do this. So if a leader pulls a list for you guys and you start calling on the list, and then you come to a different elephant leader challenge group and ask another leader to help you, that's probably not good ethics. That's one thing that we do really, really have a no for any Paces groups. If you guys are familiar with Pace, we all have good ethics. We put people first. We don't go around agents. We don't go around people. We don't cut people out of any of that. So not saying that anyone is, but just a heads up. So go around, date groups, date leaders. And once you find your leader, kind of stick with them if you guys start doing deals together. So Gwendolyn says she's a Gator. So is Chris Sheff. Hi guys. So yeah. So that's just the thing. So what we are doing, different leaders do different things. Since the elephant challenge coming up with Paces agent outreach, we have gone through and we're going through and doing agent outreach. We're going and looking at what markets to pick, how to pick your markets, how to spot like a motivated lead. And then we'll have you guys, I did some agent calls. I give you guys homework and you guys will call these agents and we'll help you through it and we'll help you get deals. And then once, if they're like, yeah, let's do this deal, then what you'll do is you'll JV with your leaders, which will be us if you choose us. But, and then we make money. We find buyers, we hold your hand, we show you the contracts. All sub 2 stuff is usually private and we sign an NDA unless we JV with someone. So we'll JV together, which means joint venture and make you guys some money. So every single elephant leader pays the baby elephants the same way to encourage fairness. So yes, Stacy says, let's make some money. Let's do it, Stacy. So have you guys watched the last ones or been to our other ones where we talk about how to find markets, how to talk to agents, how to find motivated sellers? And has anyone done their homework? Raise your hand if you guys have done homework. Edwill, you're ready. Does that mean you're ready to do calls? Were you the one that came up last time and you were on your phone so we couldn't do it? You were ready to do it.
Yes, Carly, I'm ready.
Let me know.
I was the one. Can you hear me?
Can
you hear me?
So I don't know if anybody really did anything. So what we can do is we can go over how to find a market. Let's see. Mike says, I've not had a chance to do the recording. Is there somewhere we can access the past broadcast? Excellent question, Mike. So I'll share my screen. Let me share this screen with you guys real fast. I need to open up. Okay. So I will show you guys this. And then we'll go over what is in the past one. It's a little bit different. So this is why we ask you guys to stay consistent is and keep coming, because we'll give you homework and we'll build off that homework. And so the key to success is consistency. I'll show you guys one of my favorite pictures of graphics of that. So here's the elephant challenge. Here is the one that you guys are in, Building an Empire with Jen and Carly. The group chat right here is we put all the leader meeting replays in here and it's in there. So we stream, that's why I stream live to YouTube so you guys can see it. So, Edwill, you have your hand raised. You are the one I thought. Let's see. Let's unmute you.
Hi, Carly, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I think that's my problem though. Hold on just a second. It's my sound situation. Okay. Talk again. Let me see if I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Yay.
Let's bring you on. Hi. You were the person that was going to call last time and you were on your phone. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I was actually, I'm back on my phone, but I wasn't going to cop out this time. I borrowed my wife's phone. So
look at you.
Yeah. So I wasn't going to give an excuse this time. You know what I was going to do? I was waiting for the email from you, and I was going to use my desktop to access the Zoom and call from my phone. But
it today.
It's okay. I figured a way out. So I figured
you're okay.
Okay.
So last time, let me catch everyone up for who's new. So Edwill was on, he was on his Zoom on his phone, and he's like, he raised his hand and was like, let's call agents. I'll call agents live, which is very brave of him. And then we realized he was on Zoom and he couldn't Zoom so everyone could hear and call. So did you find a market? Did you find motivated listings? Tell me about what you have first before we call.
Okay. So market is Charlotte, and we pulled up a list of over 90 days on market on Redfin, and we have a few homes, but some of them were fully renovated. And as you mentioned, if it's the telltale signs of full renovation looks great, but then a lot of the colors are very neutral, the gray colors, that sort of thing. So we eliminated that from the list. We came up with some updated ones, not fully renovated, just nice and clean and rent ready. And so some of them were over 100 days on market.
That's good. So what he's telling me is we went over on the last thing. He looked at a market that would be a hot market where he would find a lot of buyers. Charlotte, North Carolina. Where is it? Where did you say it was? South Carolina?
Yes, ma'am. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte. So that's a hot place it's a good place. So he looked at his market, just a refresh. We talked about where companies are going to build, where people are moving to. You can look at migration stuff. So North Carolina, he picked his market. And then he went on and looked for over 90 days on market. And then he looked at them for signs that there might be hard money on there. Hard money looks like they just freshly renovated it and it's beautifully staged and it looks like humans don't live there. So that's what he did. And did you call the agent yet, or are you calling agents for the first time?
No, this is the first time.
Okay. Do you want any hot tips?
Absolutely. One of the things that I was actually thinking about was, what if the agent, because our purpose obviously is to get in the contract and wholesale it, right? Mm-hmm. So what if the agent says, hey, are you the end buyer?
Good question. That's a really good question. So, like I was saying in the beginning, we don't pull wool over eyes. We're honest. We do business ethically. So you can say, you know what, my partners and I may invest in this, but it just depends on the terms of the deal and how everything pans out. If it doesn't, I do have other partners that I work closely with that may be interested in buying it. So therefore, you're telling them you may be the buyer and you may not be the buyer. And you're being honest. You're not lying. And
Yes.
in some states, I don't know about the Carolinas, but in some states, you have to be like, yes, I am wholesaling this. Or and you have to be very clear with that because some states don't like wholesalers. But so write this down, everybody. If you're taking notes, what you want to do on the fact finding mission. So when you're calling agents is number one, let them know. So by law, the agents have to talk to you how you are represented. So they have their first, good agent is going to be like, are you represented by an agent? Will I represent you? Will someone else represent you? And so by representation, if the agent double ends it is what we call it, or double dips. So there's two agents usually in a traditional real estate transaction, a buyer and a seller agent. Each agent gets roughly 2.5 to 3% of the sales price for their commission. So it's really beneficial for the seller's agent to also represent the buyer's agent because they get 6% of the transaction and they want to know how to talk to you. It's also really important to establish this at the beginning. So there's no like, oh, I thought I was representing you situation. So you start out and you'll say, hey, I'm an investor in the area. We do real estate deals in and out. I don't have a realtor to represent myself, but I can represent myself. That's where a transaction coordinator comes in. And so you establish that. Number one, establish who you are. And then be like, so tell me about it. I see that it's been on market for a little bit, and build rapport. You will want to ask questions that are not yes or no, questions that we can build on. And you're like, tell me more about that or something. So they get talking. The 4 pillars we want to find in any deal, these are the 4 pillars we always look for is timeline. What's their timeline to sell? So you can be like, I see that it's been on market for a little bit. Let me just give you all the 4 pillars. Timeline to sell, motivation. Why are they selling? How motivated are they? Do they need to sell right now because they're moving to Texas yesterday? Condition, which you'll see the condition in the pictures, but you can also be like, how old's the roof? The high ticket things you'll want to know as an investor. How old is the roof? How old is the furnace HVAC system? Those are the biggest things. How are the appliances? High repair ticket stuff that you may have to incur later. Timeline, motivation, condition, and price. We know the price because it's on the MLS. So, with a lot of you guys, we just want you to go on a fact-finding mission. We don't want to pitch creative. We're not pitching anything right away. You can put out your feelers. So what we do is be like, so I noticed it's been on market for a little bit. Have you guys had any offers? What's going on? So you'll feel the current state of that. Have you had any offers fall out? What's going on? And then so you'll ask about that and be like, why are they selling? What's their motivation to sell? And you get them talking. You kind of want them to talk about, you really want to point out, look, it's been on market for a little bit. Why do you think so? They hate talking about that, but they will. And then, so you get that going and then you let them do their spiel. And what you can do is you can cast out feelers, ask clarifying questions, ask like, oh, tell me more about that stuff where they can elaborate. And then we don't want to waste a bunch of time. You can be like, listen, I'm an investor and I don't want to waste your time. So you can just be like, we buy things a little more creatively. Is your seller, so this is also what we want to find out. Do they need all the cash now to buy a new house? Like, what's their motivation? So if they need a huge chunk of cash now, we could still maybe find a buyer. It would probably wholesale it. So what we would say is like, we can buy two ways. We can buy cash. Our cash offer is going to be a little bit lower than asking. It's probably, and I just because we are investors, but we can bring cash to the table. However, we can also pay your sales price that you're asking for. We would just want to ask for terms, and they're going to say, what terms do you want? And so just be like, well, first, let me find out, is it something they're open to? Something of a seller finance situation or taking payments, and you can just be super vague. And then don't worry about answering questions. Be like, you have really good questions. Let me have my partner call you back. And then so you don't have to get stuck in the like, I have no idea what to say. Like, I don't know. And I'll post in the chat too, so you can read. Like, I can post notes. And if you ever get stuck or you feel stuck, you'll be like, you know what? That's a really good question. My partner can answer that a lot better. Can I have her call you back in like 5 minutes? And then I can do a call too to help you. Does that help at all?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. A lot.
Okay,
Helps
good.
a lot.
Any questions?
No, I think we'll give it a call. Have my notes here ready.
Okay.
And
All right. So I'll put myself on mute. I'll make sure I'm going to put mute everyone else just in case someone doesn't come on in.
okay.
And feel free to use the chat. I'm going to mute everyone. So it's going to mute you, but I'm going to ask you to unmute. So
Okay.
hold on just a second. It's going to mute you. Okay. You can unmute now.
All right.
All right. Everybody wish him good luck. This is so exciting.
Here we go. Oh, here we go.
This call may be recorded. Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Mark. My name is Ed Will, and I am interested in your property you've got listed on 853 Rowan Street in Charlotte. When you get a moment, could you please give me a call? My number is 707-310-5689, 707-310-5689.
I muted you. I didn't want your number to get
Okay.
blasted on the internet.
No problem. All right. Left a voice message. Let's see.
Do
You try another one?
Yeah, let's try another one.
Okay.
While we're calling, Mike asked a really good question. What's the upside to meeting the agent into open house? Is there really a difference? It's just harder to get their undivided attention, and everybody's around and listening to you. Like, it's better. It's not bad, but it's probably better to have a phone call where no one's around, just so you get their attention and no one can walk in.
Okay, let's see.
And everyone says good luck. That was a great voicemail.
Oh, thank you.
You're so brave. And you guys be thinking about if you guys want to make calls, if you guys want to start looking for 90 days on market online and find something you think that might be good, or if you even want to ask questions, if it's good, we can bring you up here too. So we'd love to have others come up here too. I know it's scary, but you got this.
All righty, next property. Next number is There we go.
Hello, you've reached Koya Lamar with the Target Listing Queen team. Please leave your name and number, and I will return your call. If this is an emergency, please feel free to shoot me a text, and I will respond by the end of the business day. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Do you think that's a cell phone? Can you text him?
Yeah, I'm gonna text them. Yeah, I'll text them. You want me to text them now or later on when we? Or-
Text them now. They might call you back.
Okay. Okay. I will text right now. Hello, Koya. My name is Edwill, and I am calling about your listing. Oops. Your listing at, and then the address is 1923 Oaklawn Avenue.
That agent must not answer their phone a lot if their mailbox is full.
Yeah, Oaklawn Avenue. Look forward to your call.
Perfect. So there's a few questions in here. People are asking about joining our team. Jen and I, so if you haven't filled out the form, that's awesome. We're not ignoring you. What we're doing right now is we're setting up a CRM system and setting up our system so we can fully like picture how we can use people in the positions that we need. So if you hang tight on us, it'll probably be the beginning of next week. If you guys want to join our team, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we would love to have baby elephants on our team. So what we're running this like a business. So you all baby elephants can make money on this. So if Edwill finds this deal and we end up working this deal and dispoing this deal and making money on this deal. So how he works on it, he can make more money. So he's brought the deal. If he's in North Carolina, if he's there, he can be boots on the ground. If he wants to work, depending on how much he wants to work on the deal, if he finds a buyer, he gets more money. So everybody that touches a deal that closes will be able to make money. So it's not like we're like, okay, we're paying you X amount of money an hour and this is what we're going to do. It's the deals that you bring, it's the buyers that you bring, it's how you work on them. We'll have anywhere, and we'll train you guys. So it'll be anywhere from like lead acquisitions to underwriting, which is like seeing if it's a good deal, to TCs, if any of you guys are transaction coordinators, to transaction coordinated closers, and all that stuff. So that should answer all your questions. So we'll get back to you guys soon. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron is also an Elephant Challenge leader. Aaron, if you have anything you want to add, let me know to what I'm talking about. Aaron's sub 2 student as well and a Gator. You got another one?
Yes, ma'am. The third one.
Oh my God, I love this.
Hopefully
Let's
the third
go
one will
right
be
down the
one.
list. Perfect.
All right. Okay. So I've left a voice message for one, texted another. And so here is now this one's only been on the market like 66 days, so not quite 90. Is that okay?
Yes. And
Okay.
it's not okay. It's not like there's any hard and fast rules. If you find a house that might be really good and it's 6 days on market, you can just be like, hey, my name's Edwill. I am an investor. I know it's just been on 6 days on market. If it sits for a little bit, I'd love to talk to you. This is how we buy houses. And you just plant seeds and then you water it by checking in every month. So,
okay.
Yes,
all right.
It's still a good one though.
Okay. All right. Here's call number 3.
All right. Call number 3.
Hi, this is Eunice Dye. I'll leave you a message and I'll get back to you. Bye.
Hi, Eunice. My name is. Oops.
Please record your message.
I do that all the time.
Recording. You may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Eunice. My name is Ed Will, and the reason for the call is I'm interested in your property you've got listed at 3025 DePaul Court. Please call me at your earliest convenience. My number is 707-310-5689, 707-310-5689. Again, my name is Ed Will, calling about 3025 DePaul Court. Thank you. Look forward to your call. Bye-bye.
Yay, good job.
Yeah. Well, while I was talking to you, the one I texted back. She said, "Can I call you later?"
Yes.
So at least that's something.
That's good. Yes.
Okay.
And so, and
Right.
if she does call you later and we're not here, and you're not here and we're just like, go over those things, 4 pillars, seeking clarification. Don't feel like you have to pitch any creative or any cash. Don't feel like you have to pitch a deal. You can just put out your little feelers and be like, are they open to more of like creative, like seller finance, or it's very familiar with the they get it is what I'm trying to say. A lot of
Okay.
people think, a lot of agents think it's illegal. You're going to have people, you'll hear this because we'll go through it and we'll pitch that part because we can overcome those objections, but you'll hear agents say it's illegal and everything, which it's not.
Okay.
Do you have any more?
All right. No, that is actually,
Yes.
let me see.
Great.
On the renovated. Yeah, a lot of this, the rest were actually fully renovated, full rehabs, the one over 90 days. So darn. Okay, well, let
That's
me
okay.
see. Yeah, let me see if I could. No, go ahead with your webinar, and I'll see if I can find another property.
Okay, you
like-
find some more, and everybody in the meantime, I'll just pull you down a little bit. And then
Okay.
raise your hand if you get an agent calling, if you found something, if you're ready to go, and we'll pull you back up. Way to go. You're so brave. You guys, that's so scary. I remember the first time I called an agent and Jen called an agent, we were really literally like shaking. You were so calm, cool, and collected. So it is scary. And I will tell you, my goal for this year, my resolution was to be uncomfortable for the entire year because it means you're growing. So this is really gross for me. It sounds awful. Is to be like talking to people and like having my face on video and putting it on YouTube. It's tough, but when you do the tough things, you grow. And with growth, you make more money and you get better. So I have, okay, let's see. I believe it's open to a novation agreement. Do you guys work those? Yeah. Novation agreements are a little bit tough. So Hector, we're not against anything. So for the newbies, let me tell you what a novation agreement is. There's so many ways to do creative deals that are not just sub-to or seller finance. Novation is maybe like a fixer-upper on a house. And you go to the seller and you be like, hey, seller, you want to sell your house. I can fix it up and I have the funds. Why don't you let me fix up your house, pay for the rehab, we'll list it together on the market and we'll split the proceeds. What do you think? So that novation, that's called a novation agreement. Those are a little bit harder right now because not impossible, nothing's impossible because the interest rates are so high. So you want to make sure you have a house that you want to run the numbers, like how much is this going to cost you in money to rehab it? How much does the seller want for it? How much can you get for it on market? So you want to make sure you have a good market. We talked about finding a good market, like Fargo, North Dakota. Not a lot of people are buying there. There are locals there, but it's not like an investor hotspot. And then also you're selling it on the market. So you are going to also want to have, it's higher interest rates net right now. So it's harder to get higher prices. And then the seller, you're going to have 2 real estate agents in there and closing costs that the seller is going to have to pay. So that just eats into your capital. So we do work those. They are a little bit harder, Hector, but not impossible. Let's see, Carly, I'm interested in becoming part of your team. Oh, good. I read that one already. So thank you, Aaron, who is amazing. Aaron put our form in here. Thank you, Aaron. If you guys want to be part of our team, You can fill that out. We will give us a minute, give us a hot minute, give us till next week to contact you. I think what we're going to do is we'll send you an email and we'll be like, here are these times if you want to come in with us and talk and just like see if it's a good fit. And then we'll schedule from there. So Catherine says, what can I do as an agent as far as leads? Catherine, are you an agent? You are called a unicorn agent. And this is why, if you guys don't know, if you're new, most agents think sub 2 is illegal and it's not. And then they're like, I'm not even presenting your crappy offer to my people. And then it does not, my clients, it doesn't help. So if you're an agent in here, I love the agents are in here because they're learning this creative aspect. So as an agent, Catherine, you can go onto your MLS in your state and pull expired listings. I don't know what agents can pull. I know you guys can pull expired listings, which is really helpful. That might be a motivated thing. So that expired listings means it was on market. For Catherine, how long is a typical, is it like 190 days for a typical contract? I think it's roughly like 180, it's 90 days for a contract and they don't get sold. So it expires. So, one, there's pain there. We want to look for pain, which is our motivation. So, one, they tried to sell it on market, didn't work. Two, we know they want to sell it. So you can target those. And so Catherine, as an agent, what we're doing, and this is why, this is how we're still setting up our system. So what we can do, if you guys are agents and you have access to MLS, you can bring a list, an agent list that you guys can pull of expired listings in a certain area. We typically want to go for the average home price in that area because there's a lot more buyers. It'll be a lot easier to find buyers for it. One, and you pull those. And so what part of the systems that we're creating is we can pull those, we'll skip trace those, which means we'll look up, reverse engineer and look up the owner's phone numbers. You might even have them with your MLS list. And then we can put it in, we have a program with like AI software. I was playing with it last night, you guys, it's bananas. And so it goes out and it texts agents and says, or buyers, sellers, word of my words, people that have houses and be like, hey, notice, or would you maybe interested in selling? And then, so what we can do, Catherine, or anybody as a real estate agent, so you guys pull that list and we can be like, okay, this is Catherine's list she pulled. This comes with Catherine. And so we can work with Catherine and like start sending out text messages and emails and everything and asking these people if they're interested. And we have an AI bot in there. I was playing with it. I couldn't tell it was AI. And so what they do is they try to find the 4 pillars with these people. So which are motivation, timeline, condition, and price. And then it like tags them and puts them in our CRM system. You can send it to me. So I'll send you my email. You guys, I'm putting my email in here. Don't add me to lists trying to sell your stuff. Someone did that to me today. I'm more than happy to help you guys, but don't add me to your sales lists with my email. It drives me bananas. So that's where you can email it to me. Oops, I wrote that. Delete it. That's wrong. Put that one on your list. Other people that want to sell me stuff. This is it. Carly at AuroraInvests.com. Invests is plural. So that's where you can send it to me. And then we can get that set up. We're still setting up our system. So hang tight. We may not be able to do anything quite yet, but we can start with that. And we will send me your information, how to contact you, cell phone, all that stuff. And then we can get you in there and we can connect you in that list together. And we can, as people are like, oh yeah, I'm interested. So, and then we can also use those lists too to call and we can practice. We can maybe do direct to seller. That's called direct to seller. So we will help you. And then if you guys, the point of this is for you guys to, Edwill raised his hand. Edwill, do you have a caller?
Not a caller, but yes, an agent to call.
Okay.
None of them have called back. None of the three have called back. I've got another property.
Okay, perfect. Let me just wrap this up and then we'll call.
Oh, okay. Okay. You got it.
I love it. Okay. So, so the point of this is we are teaching you guys how to find leads and just do exactly what he's doing is call and just put your feelers out to be like, if you're interested, if anybody's like, maybe we'd like to hear more, then Jen and I will get on a conversation with the realtor. You guys can come. We'll hold your hand the whole way. We'll show you the contracts. Everything's transparent. Everyone, you earn and learn and everybody wins. So, all right. I think I have to ask to unmute again. Okay. Let's bring you up.
All right.
All right. Everybody wish him good luck. Hopefully somebody answers.
Yes. Well, here's the. Okay, 977.
And if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. Use that chat.
Hello, Juan Zavalos, please.
Yes, this is
Hey, Juan, thanks for taking the call. My name is Edwill. I'm calling about your property on 432 Cokes Avenue.
yes, sir.
Yes, yes. You have a few minutes to talk about it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the property there, Mr. Juan. Looks like it's been on the market for a little bit and would love to find out more about it, please.
Yes. The thing is, that family, as you can see.
Oh, Juan? Looks like we lost Mr. Zavalos. Let me call back.
You're doing great.
Hello.
Hi, Juan. Sorry about that. That's my phone.
Yes, something happened. As you can see, that family is in no rush to sell the house. It's a 4-bedroom, 2 baths, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It's in a good, very good location. The houses around there is the house in the front of that one is more than $1 million.
Okay.
It's a new house, but the location is pretty good. And then there are townhouses, as you all probably you did the CMA. The townhouses are like a 700, 750, something like that. So other than that, everything is good. In the corner of that block, there's gonna be a new development, like coffee shops, things like that.
Wow.
So yeah. So it's a very good location, man.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
The picture looked nice. And so Juan, you mentioned that the sellers are not in a hurry to sell. Is that what you mentioned?
Yes.
Okay.
So they wanna sell it. That's why we don't have any reduced price, things like that. So that's why, right?
I see.
But, they wanna sell it, but
I see. Just curious, where are the sellers?
Where?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they live in there.
Oh, they live in there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're occupying the property.
Yes, sir.
Why are they selling it then? Do you know?
They're trying to buy a house in another location. But that's the only reason.
Okay. Just curious, are they moving out of state or just to the next city? Do you know?
It's just outside of Charlotte.
Oh, they want to stay in Charlotte. Okay.
Yeah, they want to stay in Charlotte, but not close to the city, as you can see. That one is a couple blocks from downtown.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to stay away from the downtown.
I see. They want to stay away from downtown. Okay, okay. So they've had it on the market for a while. Has there been a lot of offers, Juan?
We have a couple people interested.
Mhm.
They try to offer, but we don't have anything in hand.
Nothing in hand. Okay, just a bunch of verbal.
Yeah, verbal terms. Yeah, verbal.
Okay, okay. And so they're not really, you mentioned they're not really, because they're not in a hurry, they're not lowering the price or anything like that, right? You said?
No, again, probably, if you are interested, send over your offer, and I'm gonna present that, let's see what they say, but it's up to them.
Got it, got it, got it. Juan, the pictures look nice, but can you tell me maybe the roof or the age of the roof possibly, and how's the HVAC, that sort of thing?
The same from the same build
Uh-huh.
time. It's but everything is in good condition.
Okay.
There's nothing that you have to worry about that.
Okay, okay, great. Do you know if the sellers would be open to talking about creative financing, one?
Yeah, no, there was another person as well from California, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So asking the same thing, they are not requesting, anything like that. They want an offer either cash or with a loan,
Okay, okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I appreciate knowing that up front, Juan. So that's really helpful. So I'll tell you what, Juan, if you don't mind, keep this number.
Okay.
And if things should change, please give me a call back. Would love to
Okay.
to revisit the issue. And if you don't mind, maybe I can give you a follow-up call in a couple of weeks as well, maybe, and then just check on how things are going, because we're really interested. We like the area, and we're actually looking for something that's creative. So like I said, if they happen to change their mind, let me know. But if you don't mind, we'll keep following back with each other. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, they're not gonna change, but I'm gonna save your phone number in the case, but they're not gonna change.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juan. Have a great afternoon.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye now. Ah,
You killed
oh my
it.
God.
Do you feel like you guys, it doesn't look that hard, but it is
Oh, man.
scary and it's hard, and
It
it's
is.
harder when you're on a Zoom with everybody watching you too.
Yeah.
So everybody give him the biggest high five that anybody has ever given anybody on Zoom. That was amazing. You
Hey,
were
guys.
smooth.
Guys, I'm telling you, if I could do this, and no, I'm not trying to be humble. If I could do this, all of you can.
You can.
All of you can. I have nothing special. I have nothing, I just all of you can. So I just want to say that.
I am so proud of you. You were the first person. You did it in a Zoom full of strangers. You came back the next day. This is the stuff that helps people be successful. He did scary things. He stayed committed. You were great job. And it's nice you had an agent that wasn't mean on your first one. They can be mean too. The first one, they told Jen to she was going to throw her cat shit off her and throw it in the garbage can. And Jen was like, I hate this. It gets easier though too. So I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for the well wishing. And thank you, Carter. Thank you for taking the call.
And so he did everything right. Everything that we told him, he found the condition. He kept it flowed nicely. Like you didn't feel like you were like, okay, tell me about the roof, like reading from it. It flowed nicely. He built great rapport. He called him sir, very respectful. It was a very good conversation. He got the 4 pillars, and then he did that soft, like, would they be interested in anything along that line? Like he didn't have to explain it. He didn't have to he just threw his fishing net out there to see if anything would bite. And they weren't. And so just because, which is fine, and you did exactly right. When they're like, no, they're not going to be interested. The 2 things you can follow up with was like, awesome. I'd love to follow up with you just in case that, they change their mind. I'm going to follow up with you in a couple months. And then we'll put something, we have a system that'll be like, okay, follow up with this guy. And it's been a couple months. And then since they're a realtor, be like, listen, do you have any other listings that might be interested in this, or any listings that might be coming up that have motivated sellers? And then it's always good to build rapport with agents. And if he has another one, you can be like, what was his name again? You can be like, hey, so-and-so, do you remember me? I talked to you about ABC Street, and you can just build. So you did amazing. So, and very brave. Do you have any others, or should we wait till the other people call you back? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, if somebody calls me, so I'll mute myself for now. If any one of the
Okay.
other 3 call me back,
Okay.
then I'll let you know. Yes.
Okay. Oh my
Okay,
God,
thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you. That was so brave. All right. So you guys, and go back and read the chat, because everyone's super pumped for you too. Hector says, wow, incredible. You did a great job. Ask them, do you have anything else coming up? Yep. Great job. Very professional, says Alexis. You did make that look easy, says Carol. You did. You really did. So Mike has a question. I heard Ed will mention creative financing. Is that an umbrella term? You can really do, it is, yes, an umbrella term. And it might be something it's good. And so it's good to use an umbrella term like that. It's like, are they looking to sell traditionally, or are they open to a little more creative financing? And from there, people will be like, what do you mean by creative financing, if they don't know? And the thing that I go to that realtors really do get, and it's not like, like you're starting to educate them on creative. You used to be like something along the lines of seller financing or something. It just depends on what they want to do. And so if you can do that, and they'll be like, I don't know. Well, and then a lot of people will say, then they go from there. A lot of agents will say, oh yeah, their loan is assumable. So this is a really good thing to write down too. Loans that are assumable are not the same thing as subject to. When you go get an assumable loan, you go to their bank and you say, hey, Wells Fargo, I'm going to take over Mike's mortgage. And then the bank goes, all right, Carly, I need your tax returns. For the last 2 years, I need your pay stubs. I need to see copies of your personal banking statements, and I'm going to vet you on your credit. So we are trying not to go to the bank. Yeah, Ed Will did say we approach it creatively. That's we may approach it creatively. That's very, very good. We're not solid on anything. We may. He did a great job. So a lot of people will be like, yeah, you can do it assumable. And then you have to be like, well, and then you can be like, yeah, that's not the way we buy it, is taking over the mortgage subject to, or seller finance. And that's just taking over the payments. And yes, it's illegal or yes, it's legal. And so that's some of the things that we do. And also if they get hesitant on it, you can be like, hey, my partner is so much better at explaining this than me. Let me get you on a phone call with her, and then you can connect me and them, and we'll record it, and you can be there and everything. So you can learn how to pitch more creative. And you don't have to pitch creative every time. You can also pitch cash and be like, you can also say, you know what, we are cash buyers too. It's going to be substantially lower than what you want. But we can give you a cash offer. Are you interested in any other creative areas, maybe creative approaches, like Ed Will said? So, awesome. Does anybody else? Okay. Oh, Mississippi Baby Elephant sent me, what about this one? So what you said, what about this place it's Caprock in one of the Carolinas? I won't put the address, because sometimes people can get in trouble with that, and they take people's leads, which I know we all don't do here. So let me know what you think about it, what you say. Oh, you can't call, you're at your W-2. We can call on that one. If you want, if you found one, I can call, or maybe someone else can call. Is there someone else that wants to try their hand at agent outreach? Now that we've seen how the pro does it. Jennifer is back and raising her hand. Unmute. Let's pull you up. I can't hear you. You're muted. Let me ask you to unmute.
Sorry, I'm really slow.
It's okay.
But
It's hard to figure out Zoom.
Okay, so I have one, but if you want me to call another one, I'll call that too.
Yeah.
So I just want to redeem myself because I got in trouble. But you know, there's no lists here. This is off of batch leads, so I'm like safe. This one,
Nobody's getting in trouble. No one's in trouble.
I feel like I'm in trouble.
No one's in
this-
trouble.
This one's this one on batch leads says it has negative 3,000 equity.
That's fantastic. That is
I
the
know.
prime one.
It's
That's-
it's a cute house too. And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, so it could be like a pad split, you know.
Yes.
And
Hey, tell us what a pad split is, because I don't know if everybody knows what pad split is.
so a pad split is like a house you can, instead of an Airbnb, it's like you take one of the bedrooms, you can split it in half, and you can create like, you can make like a 4-bedroom and 8-bedroom, and even you can use the living room and the dining room as bedrooms for people. So that could be like a 10-bedroom house, right, for pad split. And so anyway, but it's for like traveling professionals, like nurses and who else travels? I don't even know.
Oh, I don't know.
I've only heard
Nurses are my go-to. Or it's
So-
for people that like want a place to live, but they don't want to pay, like they don't want a whole house to themselves. So they can
Yeah.
you can rent by the room with this.
Yeah.
And Pad Split's the company that manages it. So you're like, oh my God, I do not want to deal with like 5 different tenants that don't even know each other and vet them all. It's a whole company that vets them and does it. Like all you have to do is provide the house and make sure it's safe and cash checks.
Yeah.
Highway contractors, that's a good one.
Highway contractors. Interesting. So yeah, this one, like the blurb on it is the buyer could not obtain financing. It's been on the market for 224 days. And so you know, it's 600, it's a I mean, you know, it's good. It's
So
easy
someone-
access to the freeway, stuff like that. Yeah.
So someone asked, Catherine asked, and I want you guys to ask all your questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. This is really good. And I forget that you guys are newbies and I forget that you don't know everything. So it's really good that you guys are asking these questions. I just want you to know. So someone asked, what can you explain negative equity? I've seen that, but I don't understand how this could be a benefit. So how is negative equity good for us? Our creative deal.
You want me to answer?
You can, or yeah, Yeah.
Are you answering?
you're
You get it.
answering. You're the star right now.
Equity. Well, equity is how much the owner has like in profit on the property. So like if you bought it for 100,000 and it like appreciated in value to 200,000, your equity in the property would be 100,000, right? So like when it's negative equity, it's good because they are motivated to sell it, and they have to get out from under it. They don't like, if it's negative, they probably owe that, right, Carly? They owe
Right.
that on it.
So yeah, so when somebody sells a property and you're owning the property, you sell roughly whatever your sales price is, take 8% of that, and that's the money that you have to pay to close. So if they have no equity or negative 3,000 equities, they can only, are not going to make any money. They're going to have to pay the $3,000 extra to their bank. And when they sell it, and they're going to have to pay for 2 agents, and they're going to have to pay for closing costs, and they're going to have to write a check to sell their house, which is not a good thing for most people, unless they just won the lottery and they're swimming in cash, like Scrooge McDuck. So this is good. So what we like to do is we say, we will pay for the agent. We'll be our own agent. We'll pay for the closing costs. And if you give us terms, so we give them some stuff to want to, some motivation, because they already have some motivation.
Yeah.
So
this seemed like a good one.
okay, so this is a good one. This is
It
a
doesn't
prime
need
one.
a lot of work, which is even better.
Even better.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to call. Okay.
And is this one on market?
It's on market for 224 days. It's been off market.
That's bananas. The agent's gonna like die.
210-449-8203.
Calling +1 210-449-8203.
I hope they answer.
Me too.
Can you guys hear it?
Yes. Everyone wish her good luck.
Yeah.
Hi, Cynthia. My name is Jennifer Lindsay. I was calling about your listing on, hold on, I just had it. It's on Red Sky Street.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about the property.
Actually, at this point, the seller just accepted an offer.
Oh, they did.
Yes, they did. Well, I'll tell you a little bit on it just in case it were to come back, because of my goodness, it's been with this house. So we've had it for a while. You know, things kind of were slow, very slow at the beginning. We'd get a contract and the buyer will get cold feet, or, you know, almost to the point that I didn't even get a chance to put it back on the market. Or I mean, to change the option. And so then the seller decided to reduce the price after a few months on the market. And then again, the showings picked up and we got offers right away. And we kind of felt on the same thing where the buyer just one of them was in a close, and their financing fell through like 3 days before its closing. So it's just kind of been one of those things where this house just comes back, but it has nothing to do with the house. It's just the buyer's financing falling through.
Okay, so the offer that you received, is it a full price offer?
Actually, because this one particular buyer had submitted an offer almost around like when we lowered the price, and they got beat to it. They submitted higher than what we were offering because they didn't want to lose it.
So is it going to like, okay, so would you take a backup offer? I mean, do you
We'll take
even?
a backup. We'll take a backup offer. It's a short 5-day option.
Oh, it's a 5-day option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're gonna close in like next week, or like
No,
at the end of this week?
A 5-day option.
Oh,
in terms
to
of
inspect
they have
it.
5 days.
Oh, okay, so they're
Yeah.
gonna inspect it, and then do you know when the closing date is?
This particular contract has it scheduled for mid-August.
Okay. Okay, so if I were to give you a backup offer, can you tell me if your seller would be open to creative financing at this point? I mean, are they offering just a straight sale?
Yes, it'd just be a straight sale. Like that's one of the reasons it's been on the market. They are pretty firm on
Okay.
on the price, and they just knew that it's just a matter of time. You know,
Okay,
there's not a lot of houses in that price range.
yeah,
Good houses,
Yeah.
because it's a pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good house.
yeah, it didn't look like it needed a lot of work. And
Right.
it's pretty big for what it is, you know? And yeah, it looks pretty good. Do you have any other listings right now that are similar?
Yes. Yes, we do, but they're, like I said, if they're looking for like creative financing or, I don't have anyone that would be interested.
You don't
Mm-mm.
for sub 2 or anything? Even like this, like that have been on the market so
No.
no, okay.
No, we've been in, like I said, they're seasoned real estate people and they understand that sometimes, within this market, it takes, 6 months or whatnot.
Oh, is it
And they really,
it's an investor selling?
yes.
I got
So they know the drill. They know it takes time. And if anything, if it doesn't sell within a certain time period, they'll just take it off the market and rent it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for the info. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, have a good day. Oh, well.
Unmute. Okay, that was good. That was really, really good, you guys. So she was professional. She was making asking all the right questions. And what was really smart is she said, will they take a backup offer? So, and then she kind of she slowly went down the creative finance lane, like she didn't just be like, will they sub to this to me if this doesn't work out? She did a really good job with that. And then also very important, she's like, do you have anything else? Which is smart. And she's like, even not anything that's been on, she kept going for it. It's like, even nothing that's been on market for a little bit, are you sure? So that was really, really good. That was really good.
I have another one, but
Let's
I
do it.
already called on it. But they're open to sub 2.
They are.
It's an investor selling it. It's in a vacation area in Texas, by the coast here. And it's rented right now, so they can't show it. So they haven't gotten any offers because they're not able to show it because there's a renter. So it's an investor selling, and they said he's open to anything.
Wait, do you know why he's selling? What's his motivation?
He's a flipper, so I'm sure he wants to use he just wants to move on.
Yeah.
I didn't ask, but I can. You want me to call?
I was just wondering. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times with flippers, I just got a house under contract with a flipper and he's just like, I'm done with this house.
Yeah.
I want to move on. I don't care if it's in my name. Just take it. Give me money so I can work on my other flips and have it sub 2. So sometimes they are really good. And as investors, we don't need to go in and look at it and flush the toilet. I mean, you know what I mean? We'll send an inspector in there for sure. If we get it under contract. But we're not like a typical traditional buyer. We're like, oh, I don't really like that paint color. We're just you can tell by the pictures if it's good or not, and by the numbers. So we can call that one if you want.
If you want to, we can. I told them I would send him an LOI, but I've never done it before. So I need someone to do it with me. I don't know how to do it.
I can help you. So we can go through LOIs right now. If you guys want to go through LOIs, let me see if there's any other, I'm just going to look at the comments and see if there's any questions. So someone said, what's the 5-day option period? So when you put a house under contract, you have X amount of days to go and send an inspector in there and look at it and make sure it's something you want to do. Cause you put down earnest money. Earnest money is usually 1% of the sales price, $1,000, sometimes where it's just listen, if I'm putting in $1,000 to show you that I'm serious about this, but first I want to go in and inspect this and make sure. And if you go past the inspection period and you say you don't want it, then they keep your $1,000, which means your money goes hard. If you have 5 days and you're like, this is a sucky situation, I don't want out, I want out of it, you get your $1,000 back, but you have a certain amount of days. The shorter the days, obviously shorter amount of time for you to do your due diligence. So that was one question. Let's see, when we go to pitch sub 2 and the agent asks, what kind of time do you need for the inspection period? How do they handle that? So what I would suggest for baby elephants to do, if you're just getting started, is be like, listen, will they, just like these guys did, are they interested? And then they'll be like, don't get into the nitty gritty yet. Don't be like, I'll give you X amount of days and I'll give you this much down. Like, then I would pitch it to a sub 2 student and they can do the negotiations. Everybody's more than welcome to sit on this if they want to, and learn. But I would not, unless you're a seasoned negotiator, I wouldn't do it. I would take it to a sub 2 leader and have them, you can sit in on it, and then they can do the negotiations of terms. Usually inspection period is last after you've been like, you figured out the sub 2 or seller finance terms. So 10 days is normal. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. Great job. Sorry, just curious, going over the numbers and the details of the one DM'd. Oh, would it be an example of a good lead, although it's on market 5 days? Okay, so this is private, so you guys can't see it. She sent me a address privately and is asking if this is a good deal. Even if it is on market 5 days, like I was saying, it's okay to call agents and be like, hey, I know you just listed, but I just want to be like this. If it sits for a little bit, or if you have really motivated sellers, this is how we do. We offer creative terms. If you want, I'll definitely follow up with you, but you just plant a seed and you water it by following up with them. So it's okay to have a 5-day one. They're probably less motivated, but that doesn't, yeah. Oh, did you get muted? Did you mute yourself? And then you can't unmute yourself. There you go. You can unmute yourself now.
Sometimes they take them off the market and put them back on.
And that's a good one. So go Baby Elephant in Mississippi. It doesn't have your name, but go and look at the history and see if it has been listed recently. What are the AI programs that you referred to for testing sellers? That is a CRM system that we're buying and for our baby elephants to use. We haven't decided on one yet, but there are. Mike asks, so if there's 5-day inspection period, she has 5 days to offer. No, so this is how it works. That's a really good question, Mike. So she will go in and she'll be like, first you make an offer. And then with an LOI, which we were just talking about, which stands for letter of intent, that it's a message from Jennifer to the agent and the seller and say, hey, agent and seller, let's look at the one that the Elephant Challenge gives us and we can go over it, because I gotta close all my windows so I don't give you guys confusion. I have 8 gajillion tabs open. Okay, so a letter of intent, if you guys can find the one that Pace has done on the past Elephant Challenges, and is right under here under resources and then docs. So then you'll come over here, and it's LOI, letter of intent. Use this to submit offers for multifamily and single family. So here's what it is. You can make it with your own names. And so this is basically, you're sending an offer over with this. And so you say, hey, this is what I'm going to purchase it for. This is how we're going to do the financing. I wouldn't put more than $0 in deposit to escrow. It just shows you're serious. Your due diligence period, that is your inspection period to do your due diligence. You can lower it to show motivation. 30 days is a long time. Closing 5 days after due diligence period is up. So especially with creative deals, since we are not traditional buyers, we don't need this much time. We can close pretty quick. And so I like to do, when I do mine, I do a due diligence period of 9 days or 10 days. You can do a week. I just get an inspector over there. I pay an inspector to be like, and a contractor to be like, how much is this going to cost me? Is there any hidden dangers? Closing, we can just say within 10 days of due diligence periods, we can go pretty quick, and tell that to the agents. Be like, we can close quick. You probably want to have this be a lower number and this be a lower number and your deposit to be higher. Your closing costs. What we usually do, so this is where you want to get with a sub 2 student, because you don't have to, you can do it on your own. But this is where the sub-2 student can kind of negotiate terms verbally with the agent. And then you send this over in writing and be like, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Here is, usually we cover closing costs. We just throw that in. It's 1% of the sales price. It's a small price. Seller represents and warranties that it will disclose all knowledge. So we just say, you got to tell us everything you know. Please be honest that you know about. Is there anything? And then commission, you can say the buyer will pay seller's commission for the agent. I do that as a bargaining tactic. Title, we always want to pick title, especially if we're doing, am I going over your guys' head? I need to read the chat. If you guys have questions, stop me. Catherine Long says, is the elephant challenge ongoing every month? Yes, you're in it right now. So then commission, we put that title. So title companies are the people that go and do a title search to make sure there's no extra liens on it, to make sure the title is clear. They help put the title from the seller's name into your name or the buyer's name. And you want to pick a title company that's familiar. I always put buyer determines title company, because usually I'm a creative buyer and I only want to go to a title company that knows what they're doing. It's just like agents. It's just with like a lot of these people, not a lot of people know about creative, which is fine. They need to know it to do it. So, transaction contingencies, I always like to put, especially with an agent, buyer will talk terms directly with the seller. Because a lot of agents don't like this, but if they want to get paid, that they can do it. Some agents are hard asses and they're like, you're only talking to me. But here's the deal. You want the buyer and the seller to talk in a creative fashion, like seller finance or subject to, because it really is a relationship, and they have to know and trust the people that is either taking over their mortgage or they're carrying the note on, which is seller finance. So they can feel comfortable. And then we want the transaction coordinator. Once we get the contracts, they go line by line by line with them. So they completely understand. They're not just signing things blindly. So that's what an LOI is. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Maria says, so once I find a buyer, I go and look for deals that I can bring that deal to a sub-2 student and they can get it under contract with me, or how will that work? So yes, Maria, I really ask for you baby elephants to go through a sub-2 student that is in here. Any of these sub-2 students are vetted, and they, not that all of them aren't, but we're all on the same page. We have a meeting every Thursday. We adhere by the same rules. We make sure everything is transparent. So I would you're in this accountability group right now, Building an Empire with Jen and Carly. I was saying earlier, if you guys find deals, bring it to an elephant leader for sure, but stick with that same elephant leader. So don't be like, well, I'm going to go call on Jen and Carly, and then I'm going to get it under contract. I'm going to take it over to Holanda's Herd and have him wrap it up. So, you guys can pick. We always say, pick who you guys jive with the most. It can be us. It can be Dumbo Dial with Dawn, Herd of Profits with Angie. Doesn't matter. Okay. Carol doesn't see it. So it's right here on the left-hand bar. There's underneath the accountability groups, there's resources. Here's where you find the replays of the trainings. Looks different for me. And then you have docs with the books. So that's where you'll find it. Okay, good. You found it. Okay. Any other questions? You are welcome. Ask all your questions, you guys. So Jennifer, we can help you write an LOI right now if you want.
Okay.
We're almost. So let's use
get
this.
the address. Hold on.
Let me get one that is in an editable format. Let me give you one of mine.
Oh, you don't want to use the actual address?
You can't. No, you can. You can't edit this because it's a PDF. So you're gonna have to like type out letter by letter. And instead of doing that, I'm just gonna give you something that you can just plug and play. You can do any address. I'm just gonna give you one on a doc, a Word doc.
That is awesome.
It's just gonna save you guys time. I should put a Word doc in there too.
Yeah, we have to wrap it.
Well, I'm looking. Hector says for a property to qualify for creative financing, does the property have to be a certain condition? Nope. It just has to be something that you want to take on. If it's I just took on an animal hoarding house to flip sub 2. It smells like cat poop and had a flood in the laundry room, and I took it over sub 2. So it doesn't matter. You just have to be willing to, I gotta get in my right area. You just have to be willing to go over it, deal with whatever the condition is.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys, I gotta get to the right account. So let's talk about this while I look for it. So for your letter of intent, have you talked terms at all with this person?
No, he just told me what it's rented right now for $1,500 a month. It's probably got another 4 months on it, but I can't get the mortgage statement until I give him the LOI, you know. And then
So he doesn't
Yeah.
want to give you the mortgage statement until you get a letter of intent. is what it sounds like.
yeah, I mean, he, you know, it's just but that's okay. I mean, the letter of intent, I can just rip it up and like not go through with it, right? I mean,
You
it's,
can. What we do like to tell them is like, all right, I can give you an offer, but it's like throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what will stick. Like,
yeah,
it's good for me to see what they're open to, what is their mortgage statement, so I can run numbers and I can give you an offer that won't waste everybody's time.
I think in the LOI you have to say like something like this is dependent, like this offer is dependent on seeing the mortgage statement and going over the numbers, and you know, like this is it has you know,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Just to be like, I need more information here.
yeah.
I'm going to give you my, I'll show you guys what I have right now. And then I'll send it to you guys. I'll give you guys the link to it. Hold on. Where's my share screen? So what I like to do is I like to get a verbal on terms first, because then, and you were like, listen, in the interest of wasting your time, not wasting your time, not wasting my time, not wasting the seller's time. I'm gonna make a copy of this.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him about like if he'd be open to sub 2. He said he'd be open to anything right now because they can't show it,
He's motivated.
can't sell it. So
Okay, so I'm gonna make you guys all editors of this. So you guys can all use this. I'll put the link in here in the chat. So this is an edible LOI that I use for my business. Oops, I accidentally direct messaged it to Lorraine. Hold on. There we go. So that is an LOI, and that's something you can use. So this is, I didn't finish this one. This is how I do it. I put the agent's name here. I put the information here. And I really suggest that you guys submit an LOI with an Elephant Challenge leader or a sub 2 student, because what we have is something that is a credibility document video from PACE that we can use. And it says PACE is our partner and PACE goes through. So we have we have credibility documents. We have a lot of stuff that we can add to it as sub 2 students. I'm not saying you guys have to, but it's going to make your guys' life a lot easier to get in with a sub 2 student. So we have something that we send them. I put like, this is why I want to buy it. This was my grandparents' house that they built. So I wanted to buy it. Nobody buys in Nyssa, Oregon. It's an old dead farm town. But so this is what we have. And then I have my company logo. I put like a little thing like, this is why I want to buy it. You don't have to. It might be helpful if you're like, they show it to the seller. So if you're like, oh, well, you're living in the house that my grandpa built in 1947 and he did the wiring and he farmed that land behind you and then you kind of get an emotional buy-in on that too. I mean, I'm not lying. It was the truth on this one. So, and then you can also, Jennifer, because we have like 6 minutes left. So what I would do is we can connect, and we can also look at the prop stream and the stuff, and you can kind of look at their mortgage statement, and we can reverse engineer it from that too, which will be helpful. So why don't, let's see. So what I would say, this is what I would do with Jennifer, and we'll probably do this offline. We can share it later. I don't want to put the address out there yet because this is public and this is your thing. You got muted again. I'm unmuting you if you want to talk, but this is kind of a high level overview of an LOI. And so what we can get with you, we'll get Pace's credibility video, we'll get our credibility statement, and then we'll help you kind of structure a deal subject to for this guy. And then we'll put in there, this is what you were talking about. This is a letter of intent, is an expression of the general terms. So this is what Jennifer was saying. They will consider entering into a binding contract, which will only come into effect under the mutual exclusion of the purchase agreement, which is a whole nother document. So this is not binding anybody to anything. This is Jennifer just saying, hey, Mr. Agent, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here's my intent. Are you on board? Are we ready to sign the next step, which is a purchase agreement? So, and then I sign it, and Jennifer will sign it and date it. They don't have to send it. You don't have to make this signed to make it official. You can just be like, they can be like, okay, we're good. We'll send over a purchase agreement. And then we're like, okay, well, we're going to put our contracts in there too. So you don't have to have this signed. It just makes it look professional, and you can have it signed. So, I have a meeting until like 5 o'clock tonight, Pacific, Jennifer. Do you said you're on batch, so you probably have access to their mortgage and information and everything. You're on mute. Let me unmute you.
Sorry. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have access to whatever they give you.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
batch.
and I'm better with, for the next,
I have privy too.
and you have privy. So
Yeah.
I can text you. I'm going to be on another Zoom, but I can text you going back and forth. And why don't we come back and we can show everybody? I'll help you submit this letter of intent. We'll get it into the agent.
Okay.
I just don't want to share the address yet. I trust everybody here, but if this is something that you think you might want, let's get this sent in, send it to the agent. Then we'll come back on Friday and we can show you guys how we came up with this letter of intent, what the email looked like, what's happening after that. And that will be helpful. So
Sounds good.
yeah.
Thank you.
Mike says, I want to follow up with my original question. I was really interested in the Gator program, found the purchase membership, but I wanted to make sure the pacewaymortgage.com was the correct website. Let me give you, if you guys are interested in Gator. Yes, it's this. This is,
Someone
the
should give
one.
them their affiliate thing, right?
yeah, you can give them, yeah. So there's one, that's my affiliate. You don't have to use it. You can use the other ones, but this is the one that's legit. If you're asking, if you guys want to be a Gator, that is the legit one. If you guys want to learn more and you're like, what the hell is Gator? What are you even showing me? There's a webinar you guys can watch too. This is not required, by the way. This is not required. This is just something else that someone might want to do. Don't get involved in this if you aren't sure. Don't. So, yeah, Mike, you weren't checking on an imposter link. You're good. Okay. All right, you guys. Catherine said I sent my first batch to see if it's what you're looking for. Nice. Okay, if I don't get back to you guys, give me just a little bit. We're still setting up our systems. Nobody's ignoring you. We will get back to you. We will get on these. And then Jennifer, I can text you tonight later. I just have to jump on this other Zoom and
Yeah, whenever is fine. I'm not. in
and
a
we'll
hurry.
send something over. We can go over this.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
Carly.
this is exciting. Did you guys get a lot of value out of this? Did this help? Like, so you guys got to see other baby elephants call, and then we're like, okay, well, we got something, maybe now let's send in a letter of intent. So use my, I'll put this in here again. You guys can save this. And we'll come back with Jennifer on Friday at noon Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys want to get up here and get some deals like Jennifer and Edwill and get stuff done and make some money, go do some research. You guys go look at the past Elephant Challenge meetings. I think I'm going to clip a lot of them so you guys can see how to find your market and stuff. So you guys don't have to go through a whole thing. Find motivated sellers. We found out, go to hot markets, go to the average sales price. So you have more buyers, find 90 days on market, look for houses that look like they've just been flipped and staged. A lot of gray, millennial gray will be the key indicator on that. And it'll be beautiful. And it doesn't look like humans live there yet. Stay away from those, call agents, or just make a list, you guys. You can do it in your own backyard. You can do it in hot markets. You can do it in markets I'm buying in, Pace is buying in. And if you guys do Pace's markets, you guys can partner with Pace and maybe meet Pace and we can sell a deal of yours to Pace, which is super exciting. So, all right. Thank you guys. Ed will put his number. He wants to connect. Go talk to him. Go connect in the Elephant Challenge group in our chat. Go connect there. Feel free to DM me, or I would feel free to ask me questions, but I would not DM me. It's harder and I can only answer one person's question. Tag me or Jen in the Elephant Challenge leader chat and we can get back to you. I try to go through those every day. So bring your deals, you guys. I hope you guys learned a lot. And thanks for coming, Jennifer and Edwill, for coming up. And I hope you guys all come up next time. So have a good day. Bye, everyone.